This is a video explaining the strike authorization vote. But first, let's start with in the fall of 2019, a group of graduate workers in GSOC, the Graduate Student Organizing Committee, took a look at our current contract and drafted new demands based on a university-wide membership survey that you might have filled out. 9 graduate workers were elected to negotiate with NYU labor lawyers. This group of students represent all union graduate workers and are known as our bargaining committee.
We're asking for a living wage based on the limitation of students only being able to hold NYU employment for 20 hours a week, 100% healthcare, protection for international and immigrant students, including tax and legal assistance and sanctuary protections against border police and ICE, real support for workers with families, including bonding parental leave, stronger protections against harassment and abuse, and the termination of NYU-NYPD ties. NYU has countered with mostly logistical offers, such as earlier appointment letters and only a $1 increase for the upcoming year and less than $1 average increase yearly over the next 5 years, resulting in a maximum of an extra $20 a week of pay at most for NYU graduate students. NYU has not offered any meaningful counter-proposals for the vast majority of our demands and completely disregarded the moving testimonials our members gave.
We have already tried to bargain fairly for 10 months, and we have already presented NYU with a petition that 1,200 grad workers signed demanding the university present reasonable counter-offers. This leaves us with no option but to open a strike authorization vote. A strike authorization vote is a simple yes or no vote to authorize the bargaining committee to set a deadline for a strike. If a 2/3 majority of union members vote yes, the GSOC bargaining committee is empowered to call a strike if they feel this is a strategic move. 6 years ago, our membership voted to authorize a strike by 95%. Ultimately, on the eve of our deadline, the university settled, and the strike was averted. In other words, a strong strike authorization vote will send a powerful message to the university and our community allies that we are serious and united in our determination to win a fair contract. Voting yes in a strike authorization vote means you are giving your bargaining committee the power to put more pressure on NYU.
First, you need to be eligible to vote. You need to be a GSOC-UAW Local 2110 member who is either currently employed in a bargaining unit position or who was employed in a position last year. If you are currently working and haven't signed your union card yet, you need to sign it before you can vote by visiting bit.ly/GSOC union card. Voting will begin on March 23rd and end tentatively on March 29th. All votes will be cast electronically in a secret ballot. If you are a GSOC member, you will receive an email link to a ballot at your NYU email address. If you think you should have received a ballot but haven't, email us at gsoc@2110uaw.org.
If NYU does not present us with reasonable counter-proposals, even after a successful strike authorization vote, we have the option to go on strike. A strike is a strategic withholding of labor by workers. It puts powerful pressure on an employer to meet workers' demands, usually in the context of negotiating for a contract. Academic strikes have helped establish tuition waivers, housing subsidies, and in the case of the University of Michigan, incremental but real movement on their policing demands. Our Uptown Columbia neighbors are also on strike. What's going to happen if we go on a strike? That's going to have to wait for another video, but for now, your coworkers have put together a strike FAQ, which you can find at bit.ly/GSOC-strike-FAQ.
Lastly, if you are an international worker, remember that you have the same rights as U.S. citizens to participate in union activity, including striking. It is illegal for NYU to retaliate against you for protected union activity. Make your voice heard and vote now. You will not back down. until we reach an agreement for a just and fair contract.